Well, good evening. God bless everyone on another magnificent Monday. This is the day that the Lord hath made. We are rejoicing and we are glad in it. Dr. Milton C. Woods, I'm the senior pastor of Bethel Deliverance Tabernacle International, one church in two locations. You can Google us and see order of services and any special events that's taking place in our ministry. Well, again, we welcome you to another anointed, prayerfully informative edition of Reliable Sources. And we call it Magnificent Monday because of the great time that we always have on Sunday. And have such a magnificent time. We live in the overflow. So we're sort of living in the overflow of how the Lord blessed us on yesterday. We trust that everyone had a great and happy Easter. We did, and we thank God for it. And we appreciate the blessings that He not only gave us on yesterday, but the blessings that we daily receive from Him. So we're just glad and excited about another opportunity to share some good news with you and my co-host here, Brett Terrence. He informed me of some great news that was really encouraging. Go ahead on T and greet the people.
First of all, we are at 150 for reliable sources. I'm really excited for that. Then on the church YouTube channel, we had 77 subs. So guys, please keep sharing. Please let everybody know what we're doing here. Help us grow out there in the algorithm so that way people get to know more about us.
Yes. Do that. We would appreciate it. And, and then there's some people that may need some of the answers that we have. When I say we, I'm talking about the input of everyone that chimes into the program. And so, again, we're grateful for that. And we've been talking about can a person be totally healed? We're going to really pick that up on next week and dive in even deeper. And look, y'all, I'm telling you, God dropped this in my spirit. I know it's God. For next week, it's going to be a great healing service, session. And if it's any way possible, 7 o'clock p.m., 454 Chittister Street, you want to be there because Reliable Sources is going to be live there. And we're going to be moving it around, as the Lord say, and just see how God would have us to do it regarding certain topics at certain times. But that's going to be next Monday, the 28th of April, 7 o'clock p.m., again at our Ypsilanti campus. And it's going to be not only phenomenal, anointed, blessed, it's going to be historic. It's going to be some things that are going to be happening that's going to be a tremendous blessing. So we want you to remember that and get the word out. That's next Monday. So we're sort of interjecting and maybe you want to call it intercepting the topic today, that topic today. And we're going to be dealing with, can a person love someone and not be loyal? Can a person love someone and not be loyal? Or you can word it, can you love someone and your behavior is not loyal? So that's what we're going to talk about on tonight. And I'm asking you that question now. And you can start collecting your thoughts and pulling them together and get ready to let us know again. Can a person love someone? Can you really love someone? And I'm not just talking about husband and wife and, maybe people that are engaged. But I'm talking about all relationships, friendships, prayer partners, children, godchildren, grandchildren, whatever kind of relationship, because, the word relationship is a very broad word. So I want your opinion. I want to know, how do you feel about, can a person love someone and not be loyal? In other words, I say I love you, but my behavior may be different. My behavior may not line up with my words. Do that still mean or can that still mean that I love you? All right, T, that's for you too as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you all can put it together. Please hit the share button. As we often say, when you share, it proves you care. And if you care, you're going to share. So hit that share button, and we're ready to get smarter. Let's get off and let's get going, and let's hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Can a person love someone and not be loyal? And the reason this is interesting to me is because different people have different definitions of different words or different things, and so your definition of loyal and love could be different than my definition of loyal and love. It can be different than Webster's dictionary definition. Can we all be right?
Right.
Or is or is there only one right? The Bible say there was none right, no, not one. So, but anyway, sometimes people have different definitions of the meanings of words, and so that's where we're going to start the program on today. And I want to know how you feel, and what do you think about loyalty? Again, because your definition of the word loyal may be different than my definition. So, T, you want to comment on that at all right now?
Yeah, I think when it involves loyalty, I feel like you dedicated, not just you're not. I won't say dedicated to cause, but you with that person to thick and thin, and then I want to say that they value your word. If I'm making that make sense.
Yeah.
Because you want.
And again, now you're giving what loyalty means to you. What do you expect? Like when you expect loyalty,
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's good. Because I think loyalty to me, loyalty is very important because I can go to you and we have a conversation, and I expect this conversation not to go nowhere. Or if I need your help, you come help me when you can come help me out. Mm-hmm. That's what I expect from what loyalty is.
Okay, and sound like you're borderlining too with confidentiality.
Yeah. Because
if you come to me and tell me something, mm-hmm. then I say, well, that ain't going nowhere. That's it's confidential, so that's good as well. Mm-hmm. But if I look like we got comments coming in, we can get some of them. All right. Thank y'all for helping us get smarter.
All right, Stephanie comes with a saying. Honestly, I don't think you can have one without the other, even if your loyalty has a different levels. To me, love demands some sort of loyalty.
That's good. She's just giving her opinion of the question, mm-hmm. And it's good to know these things because you need to know what you need to expect out of people, mm-hmm. because again, that the opinions or definitions. Mm-hmm. Can be different, like some people love is they say, maybe they feel well, loyalty ain't part of that.
Right.
But then what's your definition of loyalty? So we're going to dig into this tonight. Go ahead, T. Thanks, Steph. Good stuff.
Pastor Alfonso, yeah, I said right.
Pastor.
Okay, got it. All right, got it. Pastor Alfonso Thomas says, I believe a person can love you and not be loved, but it's not a healthy love.
Whew. Man. That's just like a pastor. You with that kind of comment, Pastor Fonz, you really need to host this program. I'm serious. Read that again. I want y'all to really hear what he's saying. This is really powerful. Now you can agree or disagree, but it's powerful. That little phrase he made. Say that again, Steve.
I believe a person can love you and not be loyal, but it's not a healthy love.
All right, you hear that? Now, boy, there's some deep stuff in there. Because he's saying, yeah, they can love you, but not be loyal to you. And then somebody may be saying, no, like what Steph said. Right. She said there's some element of loyalty have to be attached to the love. And here Pastor Fonz is saying, yeah, but it may not be healthy love.
Right.
So that's some good stuff. Man, I'm loving this. We're getting smarter. And we're going to all break it down and talk about this. All right, what else we got?
Now, look, come with us saying, I would say, yeah, because you have to love everyone anyway. Just because you love someone doesn't mean you wouldn't do something. wouldn't do something against them being loyal.
Do something someone doesn't.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Wouldn't do something against being loyal. I'm sorry. Read it
Yeah.
wrong. Okay.
Man,
Sorry.
read that again. I want to
Yep.
make sure
I wouldn't say yeah, because you have to love everyone anyway. Just because you love someone doesn't mean you wouldn't do something against being loyal.
Whew, that is so powerful, man. And again, I'm asking the question, and T and I were talking about it earlier. Can everybody be right?
Mm.
What is your definition of loyal? And you know, this is I think where a lot of relationships are tore, broken, because people have different definitions of certain words, you know, and see, you can expect something out of me
Right.
that I feel you're not justified to expect out of me. I can expect something out of you that I feel that you're not justified, that you may feel that I'm not justified to expect certain things out of you. So this is where I want to throw the scripture out that says wisdom is the principal thing. He says, therefore get wisdom, but out of all that get in understanding. This is where understanding needs to kick in. And this is when we need to really weigh things out in our mind before we just respond or react to certain situations. We need to really understand the person and the situation before we move on. Thanks, Nyla. That was good, baby. All right, what else we got?
Sister Tanya Congo is saying, I agree with Pastor Barnes, because I can love you, but when you show me that you're not loyal to me, I can't be loyal to you, and you're not loyal to me, but I can still love you.
Wow, man, y'all are really helping me to get smarter. So, you know, would you have a problem loving me and I'm not loyal to you? Would you? I mean, is it really love, or is it not? I hear what you're saying, Tommy. You saying you can, but I'm wondering if other people can, or do they just go through the motion saying they can? Hey, everyone, please hit that share button. Please hit the share button while we're going for it. Please do that for us. All right, we got other comments coming in. All right, what we got?
Pastor Thomas comes with us saying, love is a feeling, while loyalty is a choice and commitment. Someone might feel deeply for another person, care about them, miss them, even want to be with them, but still act in a way that betrays that person, like being dishonest, cheating, or not being there in times of need.
Wow, man, I'm telling you, I told you can host this program. I mean, that is so powerful. That is so informative, and it's so eye opening. You know, for us to be able to, like, you know, he broke the. That's good, and we're going to dive into that. I hope y'all heard what he said. Love is an emotion, where loyalty is a choice. So, you know, you can choose to be loyal, or you can choose not to be. Put his comment up there again, Keith. Thank you, Pastor Fonz. That's some good stuff, man. Okay, read it again.
Yep. Said love is a feeling, while loyalty is a choice and a commitment. Someone might feel deeply for another person, care about them, miss them, even want to be with them, but still act in ways that betrays that person, like being dishonest, cheating, or not being there in times of need.
Wow, man, that is so good. And I'm gonna say what I'm saying, and I'm only saying this because it's public knowledge. I wouldn't expose names if it wasn't already exposed and case has been settled. Our former mayor, Kwame Kilpatrick, when he was going back and forth to court, his best friend, unfortunately, had the name Milton, had my name. He had made him millions of dollars, and they were friends since high school. And so they were loyal to one another. I think somebody said, it might have been Steph earlier, to a point, to lower levels of it. And he was the one that gave the critical evidence that caused Mayor Kilpatrick to end up going to prison. You know, I mean, and they were critical. and I mean, really turned on them significantly. So, wow, is that loyal? Was that levels of loyalty?
I mean,
Is that betrayal? What is that?
I mean, to me, you can't defend wrong.
Boy, that's good. That's one of my questions. Go ahead.
You can't defend wrong, but the same, like I guess I'll say in Kwame's eyes, I see as betrayal because not only that helped bring you up, but I made you rich.
Yeah, yeah.
And so at
your high school,
you friends since high school.
yeah, you're both grown out of college, married,
Right.
you're still kicking it.
I guess the one thing I learned growing up, people change, and sometimes though when you think you might still be that same, you will hope they be that same person. Sometimes they're not.
So you made a powerful statement when you say you can't defend wrong. So how do you draw the line between loyalty and defending wrong? How do you draw that line? We're gonna get y'all comments, and I want somebody to respond to the comment in the statement I just made too. So where do you draw the line, or how do you draw the line?
I guess it depends on the person, like, because now you kind of put yourself on the spot, like, man, like this has been my diaper, but this is my friend since high school,
right?
But I don't agree with what you're doing. Maybe,
but you're in it with me. You know the wrong that I'm doing. In this case, you're doing wrong with me. You're in it with me. Yeah. So I know you can't defend wrong, but you tell it on you and me.
Yeah. So what I'm guessing, assuming either they must have gave him a deal, but hey,
absolutely,
say, hey, you know what? If you squeal on him, you won't be in jail or as long. You just like, and I think he just wanted to look out for himself. Or they do say there's no honor among thieves.
Yeah, there you go. So man, I guess you have to really weigh out or know who you're expecting total loyalty from. That's really something. All right. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get some of these comments. Please, again, y'all, hit the share button. If you haven't hit the share button for us. And we greatly appreciate that. We're trying to reach a goal. All right, T, give us some more comments.
Sister Tammy comes with us saying, I believe the person can love someone and the enemy can't enter the relationship and cause you to be unloyal.
Whoo, man, y'all helping us get smarter. Man, anybody you want to respond to that?
But she's right, because
absolutely.
I'm gonna put it up here again. She's like, I believe a person can love. I believe they can love someone, but the enemy can enter that, and depending on how strong that love is, or dare I say that loyalty is, it can either fracture it. Now, I'm not saying, I'm gonna tell myself, because we still going to the Detroit church in the East Side,
right?
We was going to the Cedar Point. We went for a trip. Now I'm supposed to be there at a certain time. I didn't do that. I want to ride one more roller coaster. You know the words Bishop told me when I got there late? He said, man, I used to trust you. Let me tell y'all, that hurts. But the point I'm bringing that up is I have to build that back up again. Yeah. And sometimes people don't either have the patience or what's done is done, and I'm going to move on. But I definitely agree with that, because it really depends on the person too. Because,
but so sometimes some people, like me, I've learned though, they're quick and easy to give loyalty.
Oh yeah.
To give it out, and I think a lot of times we expect everything that we give out we're going to get back.
Yeah.
But you may not necessarily get it back from that person. So
or you got it back when you expect to get it back.
When you expect to get it back, absolutely. So I got to know who I'm giving my loyalty to. Yeah. This is some good stuff. Thank you, Sister Tammy. That's good. All right, what else we got?
Sister Marcinda comes with us saying, love is a strong word, but having love for someone or people and no loyalty is off balance. Love needs loyalty.
Ooh, my goodness. See, now that's really good. That's her definition. That's what she expects. And she has a right to feel like that and to expect that. That's good. Thank you for that, Marcinda. But now, at the same time, that's her expectation.
Mm-hmm.
So she can give that with her expectation to someone, and if she don't watch their behavior or question them, she's expecting that, could be expecting that back. I
Right.
don't know, and then you don't get it, and it damages relationship and it damages people as well.
Right.
Thank you for that, Marcella. That's good. What else we got?
Pastor Thomas Comfortable to say, I honestly believe that that kind of love is often immature and selfish on the individual or individuals.
Man, you know what? It's no need in me even going over my notes because he's mentioning everything. Yeah, just like a pastor in my notes. I got in my notes selfish and honesty and immaturity and so forth and so on. But anyway, that's good. Thank you, Pastor Thomas. He's absolutely right, y'all. And I think that for us to know these things, some of us just getting information because the information we're getting is great information. Why are we so vulnerable, and why do we get hurt, or be a serious setback when loyalty is broken and you don't expect it to be broken? That's a serious setback. So I want you to chew on that and think on that, let your mind marinate in it. How do I recover from that, or how do I handle that? Okay, let's keep going. Thank you, Pastor. Good stuff as always.
And we got from Sister Tanya. She said, yes, I can love you and it will be genuine love. But at the same time, I know where we stand with loyalty. So I know you're not going to be loyal to me. It doesn't stop me from loving you.
Boy, that's so good. Anything you wanna highlight? Thank you, Tanya.
That's pretty, I think again, it's just me. It's Tanya, correct me if I'm wrong on it. I feel like I love you, but I won't let you cross these certain boundaries that or barriers I have up, because I feel like, well, I guess I'll talk about, like, I can love you, but at the same time I can't really get like put loyalty on trust until I know who you know what you really are about.
And I think that's what Tanya is saying.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm trying to figure out, how do you find out if people are going to be loyal?
Right.
And again, I'm going back on what Steph said earlier. She said she believed, and I agree with her, that there are different levels of loyalty.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, we all have our own opinion. Now, so it's the question that you and I were talking about earlier. Can more than one person be right? Can your definition of loyalty be different than mine?
Right.
And we both be right? Can your definition of loyalty, my different definition of loyalty, and the dictionary definition of loyalty be different, but all three be right?
Right.
Or is it a matter of being right or wrong? So I'm throwing that question out there to everyone. All right, what do we got, T?
We have, Sister Tanya says, when you learn a person's character and that they can't be loyal to you, I don't look for loyalty in that person as a certain standard that I hold a person at cause. I know they're not capable of being loyal to me.
All right, so now, great stuff. Do you want to host a program too? I mean, y'all are really helping us get smarter. These things, I'm telling you, some of the things that y'all say, you see how I just rehearsed some of it right off the top of my head. Some of the stuff that you all are saying, I take and apply that to my life, because no one has all the answers. And when you hear something that can help you, even if it hurts, but it can help you, we all should feel an obligation to receive that, to take that in. All right. Okay, T, what do we got?
Marcella said, I believe OBE, I think she's trying to say move. Okay, yeah, move without boundaries can lead.
Love, or is it love?
Love, or maybe love without boundaries. Love without boundaries can lead to heartbreak, manipulation, or a sense of losing yourself.
Man, that is
that's
good.
Also good too.
Yeah, that is really so good. So, man, but Marcinda, all of us, y'all, we need to learn how to put boundaries on our love. And then I hear so many of you all, and I believe you and agree with me, because I'm the same way. as far as love. We're Christians. God is love. If you got God, you got love. Now we know we're not Jesus, but His love, it had no boundaries. His love is, it just has no boundaries. But now we're, real talk. When you really love unconditionally, someone that you never think would hurt you or turn on you, and they hurt you, they turn on you and hurt you, or betray you, or they're no longer loyal, that hurts, and it takes time to recover from that.
Right.
And you're not quick to dive back in.
Right.
That's real talk, y'all. In the relationship, so I gotta love you, but sometimes, when you get hurt to a certain degree, sometimes you can be like, all right, people start getting close to you. All right, what's your motive? Why are you trying to get close to me?
Right.
Why you want to do this for me? Because you're going, it's a real tedious thing to when you really get hurt by someone that you never thought that would hurt you, that would be loyal to you. And sometimes those relationships are irreparable. So this is good stuff. Thank you, Tanya. Great stuff as always. All right, what do we got?
Right quick for us at the time, she said that when I asked her the question about her previous comment, she was like, that's what she meant. But going back to Pastor Thomas, he says, love without loyalty is like saying, I care about you, but only when it's convenient for me.
Yeah.
It's like planting grass and then refusing to water it. The affection is there, the attention might be there, but the actions don't match. That love can still feel real to the person giving it, but it's not rooted in that kind of selfishness that makes the relationship last.
Wow, that's really something, boy. And I think a lot of times, thank you, Pastor. That's some great stuff, man. And I think a lot of times we get, he said it at the top of his comment, we get when people just really care about you. I mean, they love you genuinely, but now they really care about you. So they may see a need that you have or just want to do some kind act.
Right.
And they do it. And then some people to read into that the wrong way and think that person want to bond with you, and they really don't. And then you open yourself up. And when something go wrong or not the way you want it to go, you're hurt. Where simply all you had to do is accept that kind act for what it is, a kind act, and not someone trying to bond with you, and not to open yourself up to be hurt like that. Thank you, Pastor. That's some good stuff. All right, what else we got, T?
Sister Marcina come with us with 2 comments. She says, "Don't lose yourself on unloyalty people."
Yeah.
And she also finished up saying, "You're saying a lot in this statement."
Yeah. Again, like she said, you don't lose yourself in unloyal people.
Right.
But at the same time, you got to be able to be a judge of people, or you need a discernment from God, so you won't be so overly quick,
right,
to give your loyalty to people. Give love to everybody, but you got to decide. You got to decipher that. To see, make sure that this is just love and nothing else. Okay, what else we got?
We have from Sister Time. She comes with us saying, it's like doing the same thing and expecting a different results. You're not going to get a different result out of that person when you know that they're not capable of giving you what you give in return.
That's the key. That is the key. When you and I think sometimes, and I'm telling you, just from my dealing with people, I've seen this. I think sometimes the people know that the other person is incapable of giving them what they gave them. I mean, whatever it is, love, money, whatever, and they know that they know it, but they don't really like let it sink in. And so when they don't get back from that person what they gave, it causes like a tire being blown out. It blows up and blows out relationships. That's so good and so true. Thank you, Tanya. What else we got?
We have from Sister Keita. She says, I like that. No one should defend wrong, but loyalty is loyalty.
Yeah.
Period. The Bible says, do unto others as you do unto them, do unto you. Also, if someone is disloyal to you, it will change the relationship and friendship. but it doesn't mean you stop caring for them. Okay, so let me comment on this. Going back to Kwame Kilpatrick, we don't know what happened behind the scenes between Kwame and his friend. We don't know if Kwame did him wrong or whatever the case being. I don't think, far as I think we would never know. How long Kwame been like? Well, I think he's probably out of prison now.
He's been out.
Yeah, so we don't know what's been said or done, and that could have made him like, you know what, I can't do this no more. So yeah,
but maybe at the same time too, you know, like you said, we probably never know that.
Yeah.
But the point that Kiki brought out, which I think is really good, is not being able to defend wrong. So Kiki and everybody that's listening, right, and she put period in caps.
Right.
Wrong. All right. So how can you be loyal and not defend wrong? If somebody's wrong, and you know, and when one of the definitions or one of my definitions of loyal is unwavering support. You're consistently supporting this person or this situation. You're supporting it, but now it turns wrong. So what do I do? What do I do? How do I handle it? Do I be so concerned about the ramifications of this person that I sort of overlook or turn my head, be in denial of the wrong? I mean, how do we go for it? We'll see. Let's move forward. I see we got other comments coming in, so let's move forward.
Cousin Keisha comes with us saying, loyalty is everything to me. However, you can be loyal to a fault. So healthy boundaries has to be made. A relationship without boundaries, of any kind will leave you stressed and it's chaotic.
That is so true and so good. But now our key word is loyalty. And I guarantee you, we all may have some of the same definitions of loyalty, but I guarantee you some of us got different expectations when we talk about loyalty. And so I'm saying that in response to Cousin Keisha's point when she said you got to have boundaries. But loyalty to me is such a deep thing. It's so deep until where and how do you know how to set boundaries? Where do you set the boundaries? Or are there different levels, as Steph said earlier? I want you to really think about, because when you loyal to somebody mentioned it, I think it was Marcinda, you support to a fault. You got their back to a fault. So all these things are learning curves and things that we need to learn from, and all of us have some kind of help to the situation. We need to keep spreading it and keep learning from it. All right, T, what do we got?
Sister Marcinda says, yes, so true, because you don't think that a person will hurt you,
right,
and told you that they love you, but in reality, they only live the things you did or helped them with. Say your true feelings will eventually show up and show out.
Yeah, eventually, you're absolutely right. It's going to show up. Eventually, it's going to show up. Thank you, daughter. That's good. What do we got, T?
Stephanie has a great question here. She said, so I have a question. Should my love and loyalty only be based on how others feel about me?
I would say, I don't know. I'm going to let y'all answer.
I'm going to keep it up there again so y'all can have a good look at it. But, man, that's a good question.
Yeah, it's a very good question. It's a very good question. And again, people have different expectations of the word loyal or loyalty. There are different expectations. So we got to learn how to deal with other people's expectations versus our expectations. That's good, Steph. We're going to come back and revisit that. T, don't let that one go. We got to come back before we go up there and revisit that. What else we got?
Cynthia Curtis comes with us saying, what happens when you don't want a person and they keep imposing themselves on you, but you simply came to work with them?
Wow. Wow,
That's another.
that is another good question. All right, what happens? Come on, y'all. We need to start dealing with some of these before we move too much further. It says, what happens when you don't want a person and they keep imposing themselves to you, but you simply came to work with them? So, wow, what do you do? How do you handle that? They're like, in other words, you came to work to be loyal, but now this person, I don't know, is it a guy or girl, trying to get in your space? If you can give us a little more, and good to hear from you, Sister Cynthia, as well. If you can give us just a little more information, because that's a good question. I want to make sure that we address it right. Okay, what else we got?
We have from cousin Keisha. She says you cannot expect a you out of someone.
That's right. That's really good.
Expectation can lead to disappointment.
And Keisha, thank you so much. And I think we're all have been guilty of that at some point, if not still being guilty of that. You expect out of someone else, and I really, this may not be the same, but one of my favorite athletes was Michael Jordan. As far as everything he put into the game, he bought a team. And I remember they asked him, and they asked the late Kobe Bryant, asked both of them would they ever coach. Both of them said no. And it wasn't that they didn't know the game and that they respected the game. The game respected them as well as players, but they would have expected too much out of the other players. And the other players are not Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. And Magic tried it for like about 20 games, and then he quit because he just couldn't. Their loyalty, their process. See, a lot of people look at the end and not look at the process. Right. There's a process that we go through before we reach any success. Now I'm talking about unless you inherited, millions of dollars. Right. There's a process that you go through, and so they looked at the process, which we failed to do. Another comment another time. But to get the end results, there's a process you got to go through, and they knew that other people they knew that they didn't have the patience for the process of other people, as Keisha said, because they knew that they wanted to expect themselves out of them, and it just wasn't going to happen. Right. Good stuff, though. Thank you for that, Keisha. All right, what else we got?
We have from Cynthia Curtis again. She said, yes, constantly supporting someone, but not their bad habits or hurts.
Absolutely. And that is so good, because I'm telling you, I know Christians that love people, they're loyal to them, and people may be addicted to drugs or alcohol, cigarettes, whatever, and they give them money to buy it, and the bad habits, as Cynthia said, is killing them. I'll never forget my good friend. He's made his transition, Dr. Lorenzo Bonds. He told me when his brother was dying of cirrhosis of the liver, and he's praying for him and all of that, his friends were still his brother's friends were still bringing him. They slipped alcohol into him. And I remember he told me that he told them, he said, "Hey, y'all killing my brother." They were still supporting him. And you got Christians that do stuff like that. And see, we really just being morally right means I shouldn't support somebody's habits or wrong or things that's killing them. So we got to be careful of that. Thank you for that, Cynthia. That's beautiful.
So, excuse me. So the time comes with the same with this. Well, if that being a friend, so who I am and what I stand for. That for what I am not going to stand for. So I am not defending your wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. Doesn't make me disloyal to you. And if a person feels that I'm being disloyal because I don't stand with them and they're wrong, then I have to question that person really my friend, because to me, I'm not getting into trouble with God or for nobody.
Absolutely. And so I'm gonna go back and deal with Steph's question. She said, Should our love and loyalty
be based off that? Let me go find it right there. Let me say that. Okay, here we go.
Okay, she said, should my love and loyalty only be based on how others feel about me? That's a very good question. And I would say to a certain extent, because that's sort of like a vast question to me. And what I mean by that is there are other factors that go in, like baking a cake. And, you're a great cake baker. So you understand that. There are other things that goes into it. Like for instance, well, what am I expecting back from them? What am I expecting just period from them? Do I just want to, have an associate? I have some pastor friends that are friends, and then I have some they're just they're associates. We just associates, and we have great relationship. But I wouldn't expect out of them what I expect out of others. That's just real talk. So I would say it's totally based upon how they feel about you, but also what are you expecting out of the relationship, no matter what level it's on. And I think it's very important that we say this, and this hopefully will help you too, Sister Cynthia. I think also we should not let people change us. Whoever you are, that's who you are, and response to situations depend on how people keep responding to you. If they keep responding in a certain way and you're reading something different, I would always make sure that I'm reading what they're saying is right, even if I have to ask them. And then I would remind them that, no, I'm here for this. This is my purpose. I want to do this. And like, I'm not interested in anything else, because you can have coworkers that could want to get next to you and you don't know what their motive is. And you're just basically, hey, I'm here to work. Even if I have lunch with you or with the group or whatever the case may be, I'm still not trying to get close to you. I'm just being cordial. I'm a Christian. I have morals. As Keita said earlier, do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. And we got to learn how to keep certain doors that are closed. We got to learn how to keep those doors closed and not allow as Pastor Fonz mentioned earlier, not allow the manipulation or the alternative motives or intentions of someone to make you open a door that is like a Pandora box. All kind of stuff come out of it, and now you're messed up. So we want to make sure that we don't let it change us. Right. Did you want to say something?
Also, like you pretty much said, they gotta respect your boundaries too. Because I feel like people respect your boundaries when you're at work or wherever you at. Yeah. And they truly respect you. That help build the friendship better or the loyalty and the love better. Yeah. But they keep constantly being in your face. You just coming to work. They're not really worth your time. You just your work associates, your co-workers. That's it, and just let it be.
Yeah. That's great. And thank you so much for all of the comments, y'all. They're really good. And I'm serious. I'm getting so smart about you all's input. All right, what else we got, T?
We have from Stephanie. She says, I've been in a situation where the relationship started out great. Then they switched up on me. At the first, it hurt, but once I got myself together and asked God, how should I move forward? The answer for me was to stay the same and trust God. It took a while, but eventually I think that person saw my love and loyalty was real. It was better for me to give them what they took away from me.
Wow. So the bottom line, thank you, Steph, in a nutshell, thank you, and that's powerful. That is powerful. The bottom line in a nutshell is you don't let anyone change your principles. See, I gotta respect you and love you for who you are, not for who I want you to be. Right. If I can't respect you and love you for who you are and not who I want you to be, then that's my issue. That's not yours. Your issue is not to change, because if you change for me, you got to change for the next person. Yeah. Then you got to change for the next person. Before you know it, you done got lost in the changing and the identity of who you are. So you want to always make sure that, obviously, you want to be cordial, you want to be nice. Again, you're saved and you got morals, and you want to always be nice and cordial, but you don't want to make people or situations or circumstances make you change, and the change is not merited. Sometimes we need to change. It's like I was preaching yesterday, and I made mention of how God caused the chains to fall off Peter in prison before he ever walked him out, opened the door and walked him out of the prison. So sometimes changes need to fall off of us, or changes need to be made in us. And that's between us and God, not people. Now, at the same time, you want to also make sure that you're not in denial of what you see. When you see how people are, it's that Maya Angelou, I think, said, when people show you who they are, believe them. Once you really see who people are and how they are, you accept that, even if it hurts you, even if it's going to damage the relationship. You accept that, because if not, you're going to get messed up. You're going to get crushed. And it's going to take, it's longer to get healed, or longer to get restored, when we run over all of the flags, the red flags, the yellow flags, the red lights. When you run over all of that, the pain is deeper, and it's harder to get restored. I'm saying that you can't, but it's harder. So when people show you who are, that's who they are. Accept that. If not, it's going to happen again and again and again, until before it's going to knock you out the box. All right. What do we got, T?
Okay, we have a Pastor Thomas. He says, I got an answer. It said, when someone truly loves you, got loves in caps, they choose you, not just with words, but with action, even when it gets hard and rough. I was told a year ago that love is a seed, but loyalty is the soil it grows in.
Wow. That is really good. I like that. Thank you, Pastor Fonz. Man, you're giving us some good stuff. I hope y'all are hearing that. T, put it up.
Yes, sir.
Make sure this good stuff we want to be able to get and use it in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
All right, read it again.
I got to answer. When someone truly loves you, they choose you, not just with words, but with action, even when it gets hard and rough. I was told a year ago that love is a seed, but loyalty is the soil that it grows in.
All right, so in a nutshell, love is a verb. It's an action word. Love is not so much what you say. Love is what you do. And I would thank you for that, Pastor Fonz. That's some good stuff. And loyalty, again, as we said at the top of the program, it's a choice, something you select, something you choose to do. Where love is emotional, it's deep affection, it's an attachment. Love is an attachment. When you love someone, you're attached to them. It's care, where loyalty, on the other hand, it's a choice, as we've been stating. It's about commitment. You're committed to someone or a situation, a project, and especially when it's not easy. And you can feel love for someone and still make selfish choices that hurt them, that betray their trust, but you still love them. You hear that? You still can make selfish decisions, because truth be told, it's mostly about us. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, well, somebody got to be hurt. It ain't gonna be me. Oh, you'll get over it. I'm just saying the phrases that people use. They'll get over it. Sometimes they won't get over it, and a relationship is damaged. And some people that have relationships that are damaged still love one another. That's why they still think about it. That's why they still hurt. That's when they say time heals all wounds. I disagree with that. Time heals a lot of wounds. Some wounds, you learn how to adjust your life, and they're right there. That's like people really hurting you. You never forget real hurt. You learn how to move on, and you don't forget when people done something wrong to you. People say, well, if you haven't forgiven, you haven't forgiven. I don't agree with that, because there's some things you never forget. If someone is sexually mistreated, raped or whatever, they're not going to forget that. And so there's some things that happen to us in life that we're never going to forget. But when people show you who they are, you better believe that. Right. All right, T, what do we got?
We have oh yeah, because the Keisha Conlon was saying you set boundaries when a person can't take you out of character.
Okay, I like that. Thank you. Your boundaries are set when they can't take you out of character. In other words, they cannot stop you from being who you are. All right, good. Thanks for that.
Sister Cynthia comes with saying, Bishop, you hit the nail on the head. Expectations from one another are key levels of loyalty.
Yep. And you know, thank you for that, Cynthia. Appreciate it. And that's what it is, you know. So let's make sure that what we expect out of one another, two things, that you're willing to do it. You know, I do my best not to ask anyone to do something that I wouldn't do myself. And then the expectation, you know, of others that it's real that you can do it. Thanks for that, Cynthia. We appreciate it. What else we got?
We got also from Stephanie. She said, that's good. I'm holding on to that.
All right. Thank you.
And we have here for Sister Tanya. I think she answering Stephanie's question here. She said, no, excuse me. I would say to Steph, she said, I would say yes, because I can't be loyal to a person that has signs of an enemy to me. If you dislike me for whatever or wherever your personal reasons are, and I know you dislike me, you show me you dislike me, dislike me, I can't be loyal to you. But at the same time, I still love you, because that is what God requires of us to require us, is to love even our enemies.
That's powerful. And you know, that is powerful. And that sounds like a mature Christian, because that's not an immature statement or action. And I can tell that she went through something that tried or tested her loyalty and love. You know, and thank you for that, Tanya. That's good. Sometimes we can have stuff that from people that we love, it can really hit us and, you know, make us buckle at the knees. But at the same time, you know, it may take you a little time, but you recover and you still love them. I don't know anyone that I want to go to hell, you know, and you shouldn't want anyone to go to hell. And you can love people. I remember my former pastor used to say, I know how to get along with anyone. He said, I can get along with a snake. He said, I just keep my distance, you know. So sometimes you have to love from a distance, but you can love them. And when you know that you love someone and you're always cordial, you don't have to go to lunch. You don't have to hang out. You don't have to do all of the things that you would do with someone where you have a similar things in common. But don't let nobody put you on a guilt trip and try to condemn you because you spend more time with one person than you do another. Well, sometimes that person could have hurt you. And then sometimes, you know, two people can have more in common. So they'll do more things together. All right, I see our time is going. Yeah. We have you ready to wrap up.
Sister Cynthia got this. I mean, you can explain. I'm kind of confused with this. A pastor wanted a relationship, but you came to the church for a job. When you decline the personal offer, they feel rejected, and then the level of loyalty in the position is weakened.
Wow.
So I'm kind of confused. Can you help?
All right, if I'm reading this right, a pastor that she's helping wanted a relationship, but she came to church to work for a job. Mm-hmm. And when she declined the personal offer, they felt rejected. Oh. And then the level of loyalty that was in the position is weakened.
Okay.
And you know, that's pretty much unfortunate. But you know, I would say unto you, as I said earlier, don't let no person or no situation change who God has made you to be. You know why you came there, and anything that God has for you, you know, God will always confirm what he has for all of us to do. And it's unfortunate that the loyalty changed which means, as I stated earlier, if I'm reading this right, he had ulterior motives for even giving you the job,
Right.
or for you working with them. So, that's something that you needed some more help or prayer or talking with. I can deal with you at a later date if you want to go deeper into it to give you some more advice. But I would tell you, stay who you are, and don't let nobody pull you out of character for who you are. Thanks for that too, Cynthia. We appreciate it. All right, what do we have, T?
We got Sister Barcinda, setting your boundaries by avoiding burnout situations. You also have to build trust and your respect for yourself.
That's right. That's right. Boundaries and self-respect. Eventually, people will respect you even if they don't like you when you set certain boundaries. Now, I'm not talking about just being mean and all that stuff, but you set certain boundaries, people will respect you. All right, what else we got?
Ronnie Lester Jr. said, Bishop, love you.
My man, thank you, Topeka, Kansas. Good to hear from you, Pastor. Love you too, man. All right, what else we got?
So the kid to come with us saying, wrong is wrong. Just don't support anything you know wrong. And anyone who love and care for you should respect that. Being loyal is being honest. So telling someone the truth and being honest may cost you the relationship, but it doesn't mean you're not loyal.
That is phenomenal. Thank you for that, Kiki. Absolutely right. We can support the person, but not support the wrong. And I'm glad she brought that back up. Like if somebody's wrong and you're loyal to them, they're loyal to you. And they're expecting you to be loyal in this wrong situation. No. You're wrong. We got to pray that God show you grace so you won't reap everything that you sowed. But I'm not going along with your wrong. But I'm gonna be here for you. I'll be here for you, not for your wrong, not for the incident, not for the situation when it's wrong. Thank you, Kiki. That was good. But I'll support the person. And, we can go deeper into that, but you got to learn how to compartmentalize stuff. Like not supporting the wrong, but I'm supporting you. And that can be done. Again, it can be compartmentalized. Like I'm setting my support for you as an individual over here. And that wrong is over there. We got to pray that, first of all, you got to repent for it and pray that God give us grace for that. All right, what do we got, Keith?
So Marcinda Cutler saying a true friend or family member will be honest with you, even if it hurts you.
Yeah.
But people don't see when they are hurting you, or some just don't care. In essence, your true loyalty is a complex but often underestimated virtue, which brings longevity to a relationship.
Amen. That's some good stuff. Thank you for that, Marcinda. Man, y'all really helping us get smarter, wild, and the time is gone. Do we have any more that we can hit right quick? How many we got?
We got 2 more. I can read those up right quick.
Okay.
All right. So the time comes with us saying, I learned that you can't let a person play in your face or be disrespectful to you, because no means no. Stand on what you believe.
Yes.
And don't allow people or a job or a title to change that.
I'm hearing Tanya say it. That's good. Thank you, Tanya. I'm thinking about my former pastor, Apostle Miles. He told me one time he had one of his churches and the pastor just messed up. Nothing moral, just other stuff. And I remember we went up to the church, and on the way up there, because he was going to apply, told him he was going to be the pastor until he found the pastor. But I remember him telling them, he said, now, I ain't nothing to play with. He said, now, if you want to play with something, go buy you a puppy. He said, don't play with me. But you're right. I just thought about that with that statement, Tanya. All right, we got a couple more. Give us 2 more, and we're going to close.
All right. Sister Marcinda was saying, when I love you, I love her. But once you have switched up on me, trust factor is on high alert. I have to rebuild a trust relationship with you. I still love them, but with a long-handled spoon.
Absolutely. And that's what I was saying earlier. When somebody really violates your trust, it's something that have to be built up. And it can be done, but it gotta, it's going to take some time. All right, what else we got?
And lastly, from Sister Tanya, Cynthia Curtis, stand on what you stand for.
Yes, amen. That's a great comment, a great statement. I would wrap up by saying, We, as a body of believers, we have a great responsibility because there's been a great level of grace that is put upon us, and we can do it because of the great grace that God has given us. And I agree with what the way that Tanya ended. Sister Curtis, well, I really appreciate you, and I can tell you this, and I feel led to say this prophetically, that the Lord is pleased with you, and He's going to show you that He's pleased with you. And I can't wait to hear your testimony about what God has done for you regarding everything. Hey, this has really been great, y'all. Please remember, next Monday at 7 o'clock, we're going to be doing Reliable Sources as we always do. This is episode 150.
150.
Episode 150.
151.
And so 151, which is next Monday, we're at the same time, but we're going to be at our Ypsilanti campus, 454 Chittister Street. And we're going to be doing just like this, but we're going to be in the church. We're going to be dealing with being healed from everything: finances, emotional, mental, physical, spiritual, church hurt, all of it. And God has showed me that there's going to be a mass healing that's going to take place. So I encourage you to get people out. If you can physically be there, be there. It's going to be great. And we don't want you to miss what God is doing. So excited. Appreciate you all. As I often say, I really, really love and appreciate you all, because if it was no you, it'd be no need for me. So I thank God for you. Thank you for helping us get smarter today. Thank you for the love that you've shown to all of us. We appreciate it more than words can say. And I want to just echo out to you that you're on the right road. You were born for a purpose, and you're born on purpose. Your life is not an accident. Thank you again, dear hearts. We appreciate you much. Always remember, if somebody is coming to you and they are reliable, but they're lying, then at that moment, they're not reliable. They're relying. Always make sure your sources are reliable. Join us for Bible class on Wednesday, prayer on Thursday. My time is gone. Thank you so much for yours. On the behalf of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, my lovely wife, Lady Brenda, the entire ministerial family, until next time, remember to go with God, and God will go with you. God bless you.